And we're here. We're back with some Summerland Enchantment. The year is still 508. We're going to quickly do some introductions because we are very late. And then we're going to dive into the game. Let's start with Cyberbro.
All right, I am Cyberbro, and tonight I'll be playing Sir Lucius Julius Julianus. I'm in prison.
It's true.
As he should be.
I will note that when I went to do the short for the game where Beatrice is yelling at Sir Lucius Julius Julianus' name was so long that it was like on Beatrice's window. It was like on your
Yeah.
window, and it was also on Beatrice's
Loved
window.
it though.
Yeah.
Just a super long, insane
Just a
name.
long name, just how it is.
That's just the way it is.
Important name.
All right, we'll go to Emily.
I am Emily. I play Lady Beatrice. Yeah, it's a time. I did yell at Nineveh, and I still do appreciate Lucius' giant name.
It is a time, and you did in fact yell at very powerful.
Yell at pretty much everybody. To be honest, I just yell at people. Really? What's the magic powers? All I do is yell at people.
I think you were warranted. I will.
I was more than
defend your
warranted.
character. Yes.
Angriest I've ever been as a character.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Your whole character's journey, you've been like, could people just start telling the truth? And like, no, fuck you. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, every
Cool.
single time.
I'm glad
You know
asked.
what? Leave. Please just leave.
And we'll go to Nicole next.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I play Sir Elian the Lost. Yeah, she is not okay right now. She's currently in melancholy.
I should note, melancholy is a little different than madness. So melancholy doesn't actually result in violent outbursts. It's what madness is. Melancholy tends to be more what you'd expect, like more defeated, more that kind of response. Which is really important because we've had people in madness try to choke each other out in the middle of a battle. Like, for example.
No, this is more, I get
Your
minus
cousin.
10 to everything. Yeah.
Yeah, -5. Could be worse.
-5. I thought it was, oh,
Madness
-10
is 10.
to madness. I
You
get
also
-5
get
to
25
everything.
glory for being in melancholy. Congratulations. All right.
Such an odd thing to bring glory.
We should probably do some player character exchanges as we advance the story. And I'm thinking that we'll start in summer right after the war. And then we'll sort out where Olwen is, but she's probably away somewhere menial, somewhere in Summerland right now. And then as we move into fall, we know where she is. But let's talk about it. Let's see where we go. And I will note the once Winter Prince, now Saxon adopted Sadnerd of the White Dragon. I heard Mark say when we first revealed this on screen, he said, "Hey, that's the wrong banner?" Yep. Yes, it is. All right.
I believed, okay?
It was good.
We believed. We were
We
hardcore.
We believe.
Part of the cards.
If you look at it through a certain lens, it was more than just a false king that didn't make it. It's the story of someone who had bonds with your characters along the way and proved to be worthy of a lot of things. Just died tragically in battle. Kind of like Ventilian, to be honest. He wouldn't have been such a bad High King. Double the heart. Double the stab.
Oh no.
Oh,
Why do you do this to us?
Why do you do this?
Cyberbro's camera just shuts off.
Yeah. So we are going to go ahead and pick up with the player characters because I think some things need to be said and I think it'd be awkward or not be said. Maybe I'll leave it with that. Is everyone passive aggressive or are we all just going to ignore each other for a while and then go back to business like nothing happened? Or do words need to be shared? Because I got the impression from Beatrice that she had some words for Lucius. I had an impression that Elian either had words or a fist for Lucius at some point. Apparently,
Probably the second, but
sounds like
there's
Lucius,
probably
you're
going to be
just
some words with it.
yeah.
Did I do that?
Oh no.
Hey, welcome in, Raiders. Good to see you, friends. We're just discussing the tragic death of the
Hey.
Winter Prince and how Logris, the kingdom of Logris, moves forward with no king. But in the meantime, let's deal with some localized drama at Barrowcrest Manor.
Yeah, Lucius would not run away from the talking to he's going to get. So he would definitely, upon release, be on his way to Barrowcrest Manor. Before getting released, can I negotiate for Finnegan's sword? That was Sir Cormac's sword, and they've already got the banner. They don't need another sword.
You would like to negotiate with Cerdic of Wessex?
Yeah, he's the guy. Yeah.
Did you not already leave? Are you aiming for a retcon, or were you still there last we checked?
Last we checked, I was
thought we
still
got you
there.
out. Did we leave
We
you
didn't.
with?
We specified
We
that
had
he
a
pays his own
plan.
ransom, and then that
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
so
left
you're
it.
waiting for the ransom situation to get resolved. Someone had to go to St. George, get your ransom for you, and then yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fee has been paid. You are in Wessex at this point, in Henton. And are you going to petition to treat with King Gerdic? You don't really necessarily have direct access to him, like wandering around
Yeah.
freely.
Yeah, I just gave the guy 25 Libra. Yeah, I want a petition. It's just
Okay.
ransom my.
Okay. Give me a courtesy roll. And add a -1 modifier because you don't know Saxon hospitality as well as Kimry hospitality.
All right, I'm going to impassion with my honor. Success. So then it's a 17. That should be +5. Still minus the 1 +4. And because I'm Roman, it's a
Law.
so +4. Success.
Success. Okay. You gain an audience with King Cerdic.
Right.
This music
Disheveled.
makes you happy. Give me a second.
Yeah, yeah. We're too happy.
We will go to. I think this will do just fine. As you reach King Cerdic's court, you see a number of Saxon nobles present. But you note that their fashion is not all that far off of what the Kimry wear at this point. It's like they're perhaps integrating or something. You're not fully sure, but it seems that they look closer to what you'd expect a Kimry noble to look like.
Barbarians, all of it.
What is your hate Saxon?
I don't think he has a hate Saxon.
No? It's
Yeah,
possible
no.
from... What was that?
Yeah, Lucius doesn't have hate Saxon. He has other hatreds, but it's a 13. He has
13.
a hate Saxon of 13. Yep.
Okay. 13's not all that high, so I won't force you to use it. But I will actually call on you to make a vengeful or forgiving test here.
Okay. Does my passion still count or no?
Yeah, it does. You don't have to use it, actually. Here, we'll just parking lot that for a second.
Okay, no worries. Okay, critical and forgiving. Just a nice guy.
But that does it for you. How'd you get a 20?
Because it's rolling
130 plus 130. Yeah.
I'm gonna
That'll
re-roll
do
that.
it. Yeah, you might have to.
It's still doing it, Bob. What is going on?
You have to delete everything out of that number, like just delete and backspace multiple times, and then put in your forgiving score. You probably have 130 rather than 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, still successful.
There you go. Okay, because you succeeded at forgiving, you do not have to test vengeful. All that does is simply suggest that you are able to treat successfully here. And
All right.
because you're impassioned with honor, that's going to outweigh your hate for Saxons. So there's nothing problematic happening here as you meet with Kerdic.
Good to go.
You wish to treat with me, Knight of St. George? He says.
I do. I am, first and foremost, I would like to thank you for your hospitality while I have been here. I think we're both aware it could have been much worse, but you treat me fairly and with the respect that I am due. So there's no ill will between us regarding my time here in prison.
I understand.
However, thank you. However, I would like to request the boy known as the Winter Prince to you was carrying a sword. That sword was given to him by a knight of Escavalon and a dear friend of mine and a foster father to him. I see you have taken the White Dragon banner as your own. The sword has no meaning beyond just being a blade in these lands, but I would like to return the sword to the family that adopted him and raised him as his own, if that is within your benevolence to grant me.
This can be arranged. You see him struggling with his words as he tries to come up with what he means to say in Saxon or in a Kimri, but he's unable to come up with it. And so he says something in Saxon to another Saxon noble that's nearby, and that noble then steps forward and says, "My father offers you an opportunity. You can be one of his first Kimri to bend the knee to him, the future High King. He is the remaining son of Vortigern. He is the rightful heir of Britain."
So, Bob, is this to imply that if I bend the knee to him, I get Cormac's sword?
Not necessarily. This might be you came for business A and they're giving you business B. Not necessarily one for the other or a ransom of the sword. Hard to say, though. You could test your intrigue.
Yeah, I'll test intrigue, which is law, as a Roman. Am I still impassioned? The passion? The passion?
I will allow it. I will note that as we move towards 6th edition, that will no longer be the case.
Boy. Okay, I'm gonna check my law just to make sure it's not another 100. Oh no, it's actually this is a real crit. This is a real crit, everybody. This is a real crit. This isn't a typo on my part.
Yes, a natural 20. We see it. 16 plus 5. That would have been a fumble, so that's probably good that you got the plus 5.
Art of the cards.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a trade. It seems like he's trying to suggest something more important, which, to be fair, might not be personally more important to you, but probably is a more important endeavor or decision to be made.
Lucius pauses there, because this could be a very lucrative opportunity to get in with the future High King. That's more so Cyber Bro. Lucius was loyal to the Teliad, and he watched that boy grow up. I regret to inform you that I will not be bending the knee. My honor dictates it.
Kerrick seems to hear you well enough, like he seems to understand, even though his son was speaking on his behalf. And he says something to his son, and then his son speaks again. The king would be willing to part with the sword. in the event you would be willing to take the hand of one of his nieces.
Ooh, will Lucius do this? Okay, let's look at your stats. He is chaste, he is forgiving, energetic, generous, honest, just, merciful, modest, prudent, not reckless, temperate,
I will
and
note that
valorous.
whatever you do, you are currently impassioned with honor.
I am impassioned with honor.
Doesn't dictate what you
So,
do, just put it through
right.
that lens as you decide. And if you need to roll on certain traits to determine like what you might do, if that would help you, we could probably come up with 2 to test against each other.
Yeah, I think that would be for the best because I don't know. Would it be honorable to take the hand of one of his nieces? Would that be honorable?
What would be
It's a
honorable is returning a sword that to someone. That was certainly what you impassioned for.
yeah. I'm
You
not
have a
anything new.
pretty good law skill, so we'll suggest that that would not come without challenge. You would be married to at least a part Saxon, if not entirely a Saxon. Who knows? So that would be. But you've also heard of stories of the famous Edric of Salisbury, Marshal of Salisbury, who is married to a Saxon bride, and actually a relative of the old Saxon giant Eosa, who is responsible for the sacking of St. Albans, along with King Octa. So he, and a relative of Hengist and Horsa. So they have done a lot, as some culture has bent towards some tolerance or acceptance of the Saxons, even though the Saxons still present themselves very much as mightful rulers, mightful conquerors. There has been some blending of such.
I came for the sword. I'll do it.
Now, Tess, I want you to test prudent or reckless.
Okay. So just roll them both. I'm impassioned with honor.
You choose, you don't have to worry about honor for this. You get to choose which one you roll unless one of them is famous at 16. If you pass the one you
Um,
roll, then you don't have to test the other one.
I'm gonna roll prudent.
Okay.
Neither one is past 16, so that's a failure on prudent.
Oh boy. Now we go to reckless.
That's a success on reckless.
Excellent. Okay, I want you to tick reckless for me.
Okay. All right. This is
So Lucius Julius I messed that up entirely. Lucius Julius Julianus, the Knight of Oaths, has once again sworn an oath rashly. Before asking the name of the daughter or the niece, who she is, your honor compels you forward, and without even verifying that it's a good deal, you say, quite simply, I accept.
yeah. This is like a true Arthurian myth, just like accepting. Sure thing. In a year, I'll be right here at this spot.
You're just prepping for those Green Knight days.
Yeah.
All right. I will give you a tick on reckless, but I'll also give you a tick on valorous.
Okay.
It's also a brave thing to do. And it's maybe after you leave the scenario, with them telling you nothing more, by the way, they've simply given you the sword. You exit the court and you're like, I got out of there and I got what I needed. And you just go, I don't know anything else about this. Wait, betrothal? What? Marriage? What? When's this happening? Why? They didn't give you any of that. And
They didn't give me any of that.
Yeah, and you don't realize until you're out of the scenario, you've been dismissed from the king's presence, that you have none of that information yet.
They know where to find me.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They know you're now from St. George.
Yep, they know from St. George. They can send a letter to Escavalon or Summerland if they need to find me.
Okay.
Don't pull us into it.
Yeah, we're gonna love getting that letter. You married one of them.
We're a family, okay? We're a
Okay.
family.
Hold on. I'm changing the name of the stream right now to So I Married a Saxon.
Please.
Yeah.
So I married a Saxon.
Which one? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not important. I need the sword.
As you're leaving, you get a moment with the king's son. He introduces himself as Kinrick. He looks a lot like his father, but probably more in his 30s at this point, early 30s. He says, I would advise that you ride through the forest and seek the roads towards Dorset. I would stay free of Salisbury at this time.
I thank you for that kind word, seeing as how we're going to be family soon.
Kin, not family, he says.
Lucius smiles at that. As long as we're both on the same page.
You should know that my father is a good and rightful king. He will take the throne. Not just Logris, but all of Britain. Until it has no true heir.
I think a haunted look goes into Lucius's face as he says what he's about to say. I serve the last good and rightful man on this island. And at that, he'll leave.
Interesting. He'll make note of that. He remembers it. So, yeah. We will cut. We're going to do a little vignette for the others because we'll assume that Lucius that was your vignette. Is there anything? Let me just test. Are we going to do this in order? Yes, we are, apparently. We're going to Beatrice.
Hello.
You are, for the first time, are back once more with your husband. He's returned.
How bad of shape is he in?
He looks
I have
fine.
zero detail on what he was doing.
True. The business that he was supposed to be involved in was not of a battle nature.
Oh, it was more of a subterfuge nature.
Yeah.
Listen, he doesn't ask questions about the magic stuff. She's not asking questions about the...
This is probably not long after the battle, maybe 3 weeks after the battle.
She has effectively... So, we have a Dane here, too. So, I assume a Dane is doing the more day-to-day runnings of things. She's very much been of the mind of, we need to either get ready for a siege or get ready to go.
I'm assuming that Dogged didn't fight.
I'm assuming that he didn't. We had to leave someone here. We didn't have Cadwigan. We didn't have Lucius. We didn't have Everett. We didn't have Bowie. We didn't have Elian.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I feel like Dogged stayed.
And I think Dogged's like close to Cadwigan's age. Like I think they're both getting up there now. So,
We're all getting up there at this point.
That's fair. Yeah, because we started back in 485 with these characters, and it's now 508.
Yep. A couple of us skipped a few years, but yeah.
Yeah, you skipped 3 years in Faerie. No big deal.
No big deal.
But we have Dogged here.
We haven't aged Dogged.
You know, I've never aged Dogged. I've never.
He's one of those people that like ages magnificently, and everyone's.
It's all hidden
He
under
has
the
to be
beard.
doing something and nothing.
Yeah.
He's just chilling.
He's gonna look.
It's just all in the beard.
He's gonna have that same boyish face, but it's all gonna go white. It's gonna be the only difference.
Yeah. And you're like, how?
Yeah.
What is your skincare routine,
Yeah.
sir?
In Arthuriani, you never want to know. It's probably the blood of orphans or something. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
something terrible.
Yeah.
So I think that when Pendragon returns, it's very much been she's getting ready to leave. Like it is very much they're not in the process of leaving, but she has like an emergency stash of things to look at if need be.
Yeah, he looks at you and raises a brow. Did I miss something?
What all have you heard?
I know that an army under an Intelliad was going to war. It's someone in his mind
Finnick,
who didn't make it. That's what he's
yeah.
currently like. He doesn't say it, but he's thinking it.
Finnegan led the army as the heir of Uther, along with Nanteliot. They led a very large army to... Out of character, I don't know the name
You
of
can
the
say
place.
Wessex. Yeah.
Wessex. I was like, yeah, honest, Beach's geography is probably real rough too. Yeah, we lost, and Nanteliot is dead, and Finnegan is dead.
He hangs his head at that one.
And she's like very clearly like she's not making eye contact. It's a lot of staring at the floor. The most beaten down that she's probably been, or like smallest that she's been.
For sure.
And Nineveh came and told me that the ladies knew the entire time, and that they let this happen.
You knew what?
And that Finnegan wasn't Uther's child.
What do you mean?
He was Maddox's child.
Ah.
And they knew the entire time, and they told him right before the battle that he wasn't the heir. They think that was a kindness. So he went into battle knowing he wasn't the heir. And then he died. And I got to see it. So I told them to leave and never come back.
I'm sorry.
You didn't do it.
No, but I liked Finn.
Yeah, so did I. I need to stop adopting random children. But I may have cost us the aid of the ladies, and the other army's most certainly going to march this way, and we have a king that can't hold land. Not really. Summerland doesn't have an army.
Do we know if the Cornish are a threat this year?
We don't.
Seems late in the year to start a war, though. But it wouldn't surprise me if we become target once more. It seems that Escavalon is in difficult times, from what I could gather. I think they're trying to figure out who to put their weight behind, who to call their next king. But from what I could see passing through Glevum, things were on high alert.
So what do we do?
We gather information. we find a place of refuge. And we decide whether we're going to sit here and wait, or if we're going to leave this place. I'm getting really tired of running, Beatrice.
So am I. But if I fight, I don't know what the cost is. If I really fight.
I'd like to go into Cornwall again. See what I can find. See if there are armies there. If there are threats there.
They know who you are. And they hate me.
Then perhaps we pay someone else to do it. And with that,
I'm
you
not-
see a big sack of coins that he tosses out.
From how much I believe you told me it was, that hurts when it hits me.
100 librum. That was the price I was paid.
Do I want to know for what?
It wasn't as bad as you'd think.
I don't generally believe bad of you, but that's a lot of money.
Involved a relic, something taken from the church.
I feel less bad about that. I really should feel more bad about that.
I didn't take it. I recovered it.
Oh, now I don't feel bad
Well,
about that at all.
He pauses. I recovered it for one church. I guess I stole it from another.
Do I want to? Why are the churches against each other?
Grady people.
Yeah, that sounds about right. If you want to go to Cornwall, I won't stop you. But you should remain hidden as much as you can. Their prince hates me because I called him an idiot. In my defense, he is, but... Or we can hire someone, but I can try and send out a call for knights to try and defend this place the best I can.
I'll stay away from Tintagel or any of the places where Mark or Idris might be found. I'll spend a bit more time in the border towns. Visit some manors that look hospitable. And of course, he tears the brooch with Owen's banner off his cloak and says, I will go anonymously.
A mercenary knight again.
It's not hard to pretend what we once were.
I never evolved from what I once was, to be honest. If they do come, I can raise all of our knights that died before. Technically.
He's
I
like
don't-
half paying attention and he looks at you like, wait, what did she just say? And I was like,
Yeah, 'cause she's only theoretically, she's never told anyone she could do this.
your mother's magic.
Exactly like my mother's magic. I don't know what the cost would be for that, but I assume substantial. I can do it. But there's a really good chance that's all I can do, and then
Let's leave that for last ditch efforts.
yeah. That's why I haven't done it up until now, also because
You hate when people call you a necromancer. Let's not give them a reason to do it in earnest.
Yeah, and also, I'd really like to not be my mother. That feels like a good choice to not be her. She's still somewhere with my father.
I've heard other news when I was in London. It seems that King Lot has organized the North. If Natalia is dead, which makes sense why things were the way they were, and if Logris remains without a king, then that would either leave is doing the thought of it. That would leave Lot as the best, most organized, and highest potential for High King. Or perhaps Idris, but somehow I think that a foreign king would not be as welcome.
So there's always a chance we don't fight. We bend the knee to whoever is more likely to hold it together.
Perhaps they would accept Cadwy as a count.
Would
Should
Cadwy accept Cadwy as an actual count?
I don't know what that man would accept. I don't know what that man really does, other than eat and drink and say things that are frustratingly cryptic.
Is it surprising, given who he is?
They've called him the Magician King for years, but they also refer to him as the Mad King, so what's to say?
Kind of stares at him for a minute. I never told you what Cadwy was, did I?
What? He's not an Unseelie, is he? Is that
Other direction a little bit. But yeah,
a lot of sense?
anything that's half mad and makes no sense is usually very him, Melois, all of it. Look at Summerland. I've known since the fight with the Muddy Lord. It's also why I frequently tell Cadwy he's an idiot.
How do you feel about things? Do you want to stay here under Olwyn and Barrowcrest? Even if things are safe?
Do you want my honest opinion?
I do.
I love Olwen, and she's my family. She can't lead us through war. She's a peacetime ruler, and she'd be very good at it. But right now we're about to be in war, and I don't think she has the stomach for it. I don't know what I want. I'm sick of running, but I also am sick of trying to forgive everybody all of the time.
It wasn't that long ago that she offered us right to a manor, though we would still owe her a fealty.
It wouldn't be the worst idea. We have the money to back it up now.
I do still feel like I owe her my life.
No. I understand that. You swore those that you did, and I can't take that from you. I think I've dishonored you enough for one lifetime.
I've done that to myself, as you've seen, but as far as I know, Chutin will be in need of a new ruler. We could petition for it when Olwen returns.
Out of character, Chutin, is that Lady Rianne, or was that...
Yeah. Okay, who's married this Saxon? I love it.
No.
Show of hands?
What was the other one? The other one, because there was Chutin, there was one other that we had an option for. What was the other option?
Raggleberry, and that was the one that was kind of technically contested by Olwen's aunt's new guy. Remember that?
Have to do that now. There's no way.
Yeah.
This woman survives everything.
Yeah.
Depends on what's still hanging around Chutin. We would also need to clean that out pretty substantially, though I assume it has been already. I hope it has been. But what manor in all of this is not technically bathed in blood?
For the perhaps only time in our lives, we have the means.
We do have the means. Our children will be lords and ladies. Oh no, I'd be a lady. She looks at the floor.
We could petition for new lands if you wished. If you felt safer further north or somewhere else.
Would you rather have land, or would you count that as running?
I'm gonna struggle not to serve Olwen.
If we take Chutin, you can still serve her.
Or we can aid her and take Raggleberry from underneath her aunt's feet.
That's very true. I wouldn't be mad at Raggleberry either.
Alright, it seems like we're at least on the same page.
And we can get knights or something to defend and figure out once the enemy comes what the best choice is.
Indeed.
So we have a plan. Lord Cadogan.
It sounds funny, except for my name being so common, I've probably met one or two. Alright, with that, we'll probably depart from that scene. We're gonna move into Alien time. And roll me a d10.
4.
Oh, good times. 2d100, please.
5 and 85.
Interesting. Now, you were melancholic, but that is only going to last so long. Like a week or so. That's how that works, right?
I'm also injured. I don't know how much I've healed.
How injured?
I was down to 11 hit points out of 30.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. No major wounds, just gradually got inched down.
I'm just checking something here. Perhaps Alien ended up syncing up with some knights on the south border of Summerland who had rallied. I get you to make 3 tests for me. Sword or spear at 7, Horse at 3, battle at 5. So you want to succeed and roll over those.
I want to roll over the number
You
you
want
just
to
told me.
you want to pass and get a 7 or higher for your weapon. You want to pass and get a 5 or higher from battle, and you want to pass and get a 3 or higher from horsemanship.
Okay, and my -5.
No, this will be after your melancholy wears off.
Don't think
not
battle.
over. That's
Pass
okay.
but not succeed.
Yep. Keep going. Pass and succeed for horsemanship. Pass and not succeed for sword.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you are on the cusp of you. I think this is and let me know if you agree with this because it's going to be a shared narrative. But I think this is Elian's attempt at a suicide mission, like an attempt at I will die honorably on the field because of everything that's happened. And it's fighting the Cornish, and they were there. You saw their banners on the field when you fought. You saw the banners of Sir Florence on the side of the Saxons. And of course you don't die, but you do end up getting to the point where you are unconscious. Do you accept that? We can do something else.
Yep. Yep.
All right. In the process, we're going to say that you managed to kill like several knights before you go down, because what we rolled for you was create fame. So we're going to give you 150 glory for whatever you did there. And you wake up not in a cell or a holding chamber, but in a bed. Signs of someone that must have been caring for you on the side. But yeah, your surroundings are otherwise familiar to you.
She's probably been unconscious for a while. And she doesn't know where she is, so she's just blearily looking around.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that stands out to me that might tell me anything about where I am? Like, am I being held for ransom?
Very interesting. Give me an awareness test.
Success.
You see there is a vase, a flower in it, nearby. Not necessarily meant for you, but just meant as part of the room's decor. But the vase is... You've only seen this in your time away on the other side, over there.
I think she starts up from the bed and starts looking for a window or something.
You find one in your room. You can tell you're on the second story of a castle. You see the forest around you covers your field of vision. There's an open field that's probably been prepared to be this way, and then you see the forest beyond it.
Do I recognize the castle or the location?
I would say no, but why don't you give me a fairy lore test?
Success.
Okay. You can tell that this is reminiscent. You can tell that there's some kind of link here to your time in Faerie, but this doesn't look manicured in like the lands of the Sealy, nor does it look
like the hellscape of the Unseelie.
Yes, exactly. That's a good terminology for it. Doesn't have the weird, almost frightening angles of
I think her next thought is probably for Sauvage. Or
Reasonable.
but this fields don't strike her as being Forest Sauvage, so she's not entirely sure. Does she think she's not in Faerie?
Hard to say. There's lands in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been around
Yeah,
the
Sauvage
mist
is in between,
yeah.
so she's thinking she's somewhere between.
That's a reasonable take. The
Right.
fact you're not chained to the room and the room door is unlocked and stuff would suggest that you are not being held, at least under suspicion of fleeing. So either they know that
forgot about
you, yeah, either they are a gracious host that will ransom you, or they are not your enemy.
The door's open, so if I peek my head out of the door, I want to see if I can see or hear anybody or anything.
Okay. Just as you go to make your way over to the door, on the outside, like through the window you just left, you hear the sound of hoofs. Someone riding this way. No sign from the door or from the hallway of any sound, though. No voices, nothing.
She immediately turns back to the hooves.
You're pained as you walk, so you have to go slow, and as you get to the end, a knight riding in, just solo, with dark armor. You can tell the armor is more akin to your own, more akin to armor worn in Faerie. Ahead of its time here in Britain.
I think she knows a couple of people with fairy armor that is dark.
Okay.
The Goblin Knight, isn't his black?
Goblin Knights is dark. It could certainly
Goblin
be that.
Knights is dark, and I don't remember what. Oh my god, the Knight from Sauvage, who Elian has a very testy relationship with. I don't remember his name.
Yes. Thanks for the subscription.
And then the one who we don't know a name. They're just a knight in dark armor.
What do you remember about that?
That we didn't see a face.
Where, though?
And they spoke very cryptically. And she got the feeling they were fairy adjacent.
Do you remember where that was?
I remember where we were heading, but I don't remember where it was.
Where were you heading?
We were heading toward, I think wasn't it Great Bridge?
From where, do you remember?
Barrow Crest, I thought. But it's been a while.
Make a recognize roll.
It was before Cornwall invaded.
Nope. No idea.
Not a fucking clue.
Yeah. Could be any of those.
Could it be someone completely new she does not know or has completely forgotten about?
Yeah. Could be anything. You hear footsteps. What do you want to do? You get the sense that they're probably... they're not like racing, but they're just moving into the building and then up. It sounds like up towards the second floor. Up towards the floor you're on.
I guess I just wait for them. I'm in no shape to fight, and she's given up still a bit. So just goes, okay, I guess I'll make myself comfortable. If they're coming to see me, they're coming to see me.
I just jacked up my mic a bit because it was super low. I don't know if you guys heard it being really low, but it will probably be louder and easier to hear now. Yeah, so the footsteps continue to head your way. What would you like to do?
Wait, essentially.
Okay.
She's just waiting for whoever it is, if they're coming to see her. If they walk past, then she'll go back to the door and take a peek. But I think she has a gut feeling that someone's going to come see her quickly.
Yeah. They look startled, I think, when they catch you at the door. Like they weren't expecting you to be up. It is the rider in all dark armor.
Sire. And she returns to the bed to sit down because she hurts everywhere.
You're awake. You survived.
It would appear so. Might I ask where I am and whom I owe my life?
You're near Summerland. You can call me Melia Grants.
Out of character, I'm going to ask you to spell that for me.
Yep. MELIAGRANCE.
Okay. I am Elian, although you may already know that.
Now, I think with the fumble on recognize, it can be particularly interesting if you just something about the name sounds familiar, but you can't quite.
It does, but I can't place it. Like,
Yeah.
out of character as well. It's
Perfect.
familiar,
So
but I can't
bring
place
that into
it.
character with the fumble. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Nicole also fumbled her recognize roll.
yeah, exactly. Found you close to the border.
Of here or of Cornwall?
It's Cornwall.
I don't think I'm currently in Cornwall, am I?
No. You're in a place you were once familiar with.
I thought so.
I owe no allegiance to anyone.
To neither court. You are brave.
When you say to either court, he says to anyone. It's like a point. There's no one worthy of my oath.
No one currently or no one ever.
You should rest. And he still has his closed helm, like, featureless. His voice echoes through the metal in a way that makes it distorted. Kylo Ren vibes a bit.
No. A little Vader-ish.
Yeah.
She's trying not to show that it's a little disconcerting. You may or may not find it disconcerting.
My servants will bring food now that you're awake. You are not here under ransom. You are here because you were killing the enemy. And you fought bravely.
Thank you for your hospitality then.
He nods. When you're healthy enough to return, you may return to your lord or lady.
Assuming I still have one.
I'm going to test something, because this might happen.
She is not betting money that Owen.
Yeah. He said lord or lady, and then you said, what did you say after? You said something.
I said, assuming I still have one.
Yeah. He says, she lives, and then he pauses, realizing that counteracts his last statement of not being aware of who you are, and then continues on.
Yeah, Eileen was pretty sure he knew who she was.
All right. We have Cyberbro away for a second. I do plan to close at normal times tonight. Why don't we go ahead and take just a 2-minute break? I don't need Cyberbro per se, but then we might as well take a 2-minute break because we normally do that. We will be back very shortly. With Kimmer culture, Christian religion, Salisbury homeland, and a random family characteristic, you can choose different options for all these. There are 5 characteristics: size, dexterity, strength, constitution, and appeal. Size and con determine total hit points and unconscious value. Size and strength determine weapon and brawling damage. Dex keeps a character upright or horsed and is used for starting weapon skills and throwing. Con also affects healing rate. App covers starting social skills, attractiveness, distinctive traits, and seating at feast. Skills have base starting values, some determined by your characteristic scores. Most skills are straightforward, but here are a few unusual ones. Recognize is used for identifying people, folklore for general and mythical knowledge, battle for navigating battles successfully, and hunting for navigating Britain's dense forests. There are 13 paired traits, like chaste, lustful, or valorous, cowardly, where increasing one lowers the other. These define how a character naturally behaves. If a trait is 16 or higher, it's famous, meaning the character defaults to the behavior without rolling. Otherwise, in uncertain moments, a player can roll one trait of the pair. If it succeeds, that's the action taken. If it fails, the opposite trait is tested instead. Over time, traits can shift through gameplay. Passions show what your character cares about, like loyalty, lord, or love of family. They range from unsung 1 to 15, famous 16 to 19, and exalted 20 plus. You can invoke a passion for a bonus, but failure can cause melancholy, creating a -5 penalty, or, in the case of madness, takes you right out of play. Famous passions are riskier, but exalted ones mostly help. In Pendragon, you roll a d20 and want to roll under your tested trait, passion, characteristic, or skill, like Price is Right rules. For contested rolls, the higher success wins, while the lower success is called a partial success. Sometimes you need to roll over a target number for challenges, like breaking down a door. Oh yeah! Rolling exactly your tested value is a critical strike. Rolling over your tested number is a failure. Rolling a 20 on a failed roll is a fumble. Bad news. If your tested number is greater than 20, the extra value becomes a bonus to your roll. This removes failure and fumble risk while boosting your critical chance. Glory measures a knight's fame for their deeds, directly granting permanent increase to their character. To be a knight is to pursue more glory. The more glory, the more recognition, and the greater the benefits to your character. This concludes the basics for a player on how to play Pendragon. The GM can guide the rest. Check out my linked series to find out why you should play Pendragon. We are back. We are going to quickly cut away from the castle of Melia Grants and go back to Barrow Crest with Lucius. Do you go to Barrow Crest or do you go to St. George, given everything that's gone on?
I think Barrel Crest is on the way to St. George, so I'd stop there first and then go to St. George prior to. I stop there first and then go to St. George. St. George still has that crucifix smell on it. You gotta let that waft off.
Yeah, the whole crucified group of knights. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Yes, so you make your way. We're gonna set a scene then with Lucius and Beatrice.
Had she gotten word prior, she would have met him just outside.
Did we confirm that Minotos lived or died? I think we confirmed he lived.
Minotos lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lived.
Minotos lived.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
He's the
Continue.
one who told me about it.
I'm gonna say he's probably off assisting with Olwen. Wherever she went, he went to go find her and break the news.
That makes perfect sense. So if Beatrice is the lady of the house, I'm assuming your gate guards would have said, "Sir Lucius approaches."
Yeah. Technically, Dane is acting regent right now, but Beatrice is still Beatrice in here. So, yeah. She's still a lady in the house.
Yeah.
And she's taking a more active role. It might be to Dane's disdain, but
all right. So he's announced Sir Lucius Julius Julianus And Dane, being aware probably of, we've probably shared what's gone down so far. Dane and Dogged are like, we'll give you some space.
We're just gonna step out.
Yeah, and they had to, we'll say that you're like, this is in the the room where you'd feast, like the dining hall, and they're gonna step out into the courtyard for a minute.
Yep. So how have you been?
Are you happy now?
No.
Neither am I. You shouldn't have knighted him.
We should have went to the bogs.
You would say this is because we didn't go into the marshlands with everyone else.
Because when we decided not to go, I made a decision to be all in on this, no matter what the outcome was going to be. I was enthralled with it, I think, to a point. Believed that we were doing something. Believed in him, me, you, all of us, I believed.
What will you do? Your king is dead. Your would-be High King is dead. He was never Uther's son.
So he was just a boy that we found by the lake, by the river. Then he wasn't. What do you mean when you say? And this is what do you mean by that? So he wasn't loose Uther's son. What do you mean?
The ladies of the lake came, and frankly, I have no obligation or intention to keep any of their secrets anymore. He wasn't Uther's son. He was Uther's grandson, to my knowledge. Maddock apparently got around.
Could have just told us that.
They probably would have supported him anyway. He still had a claim.
Yes.
A lot more tenuous one, but no, we sent everyone on to battle with a misconstrued idea of who he was, except they told him right beforehand that he wasn't Uther's son. And a boy marched into a battle.
He was a man.
He-
When we met him, he was a boy. We raised him, he was a boy. He was a man when he marched into battle. He had facial hair.
I told him he didn't. God dang it, Bob, you're sending me. I told him he didn't have to do all of it. He could have just lived a life.
He once said to me that my decisions would be my armor.
What does that even mean?
He would live and die based on his decisions. And he lived and died based on his decisions, misconstrued as they were, based on our decisions, based on my decision. Now everything is ash, or will be ash.
My family will try and rise from it. What will you do? Who will you serve now? Where will you go?
I'm going to go to St. George and get that place in order. I have no intention of going back to Scavalon in the near future. We sent the good king of Wessex, he spits on the ground, sent a letter here, Summerland, to Barrelcrest, and to Scavalon. Apparently, they can't decide who's their king right now. They can figure that out, so I don't care. And I know the economic situation here, so there's no hard feelings.
I was angry with you.
That's fair.
You shouldn't have
I'm
knighted him, but you didn't kill him. Next time an eagle apparently tells you to knight someone, I wouldn't do it. We live in the land of fairy and monsters and magic.
Your gods are strange.
Yours is weirder. But
You're not gonna listen to this part.
go on.
So, here's Finnegan's sword. I have to return to Sir Cormac, the man who found him by the river and raised him as his own. However, there was a price for the sword, and a price for me to be released from prison, or jail. I am betrothed to one of the Saxon king's nieces. His niece, yes. And that was he traded his niece for the sword.
You turned coat quickly.
I didn't swear the oath to him.
You did all but. You married
Make
into his
sure.
family. You are kin. You are obligated, as far as I'm aware, to protect him. You did all but.
Him and Uther were kin. The Teliad, they're all kin.
He killed Finn
Yes.
for a sword.
Very little things have meaning. Yeah. This does. To me, and to Cormac. Everything else that had meaning is dead.
So you marry a girl.
And the price is the price.
What do the girls say? Who is she?
Haven't met her. I took my sword and left.
You asked nothing. You don't know her name?
Not important at the moment.
How old is she?
Once again, not important at the moment. Would hope that he
I
wouldn't marry
promise
off.
you it's important to her.
Yeah, probably.
And I promise you that at some point, this will make your loyalties very hard to decide.
It's never been hard.
What happens if they start attacking us? Your wife is on one side, or wife and children someday, and we're on the other. He is ensured that you will fight for him because you will have something to lose.
Assuming I marry her.
You would break an oath. Even I don't believe that.
The last honest man worth following died. My first time meeting the Saxon king, he said, when I asked him what type of king, high king would he be, he said, the type this island needs. Do you know what that means?
I think every king says it to serve his own ends. Cadwy thinks he's
Oh,
what we need. So did
think,
Uther.
think.
So did Nanteliad.
They all said different things.
Oh, but they were what this
Natalia,
realm needed.
yes. Natalia was just in his actions and in his words. Had we used magic and told people to go to bogs, Uther was a brutal man. He was. The Saxon king is going to bring blood and steel. This island has no need for honesty.
And what does it need then?
I think hauntedly he looks her in the eye and says, blood and steel.
She leans in. And you said you hadn't turned coat yet.
Depends on which side I spill my blood on. Rest assured, my loyalties haven't changed, and I won't be marrying that girl.
I don't believe you. You're an honorable man. You'll follow your oath. As you always do. I admire the sentiment, but you've shackled yourself.
I guess
Welcome
we'll just have
back.
to see. Good to be back. What's for dinner?
That might have been a tougher interrogation than you got while you were
You cut out.
in.
You cut
So
out.
I said that might have been tougher interrogation than you got while you were in Wessex.
Yeah?
Did we ever anticipate that Beatrice would be better? She's never the better option.
No.
That's fair.
By the way, she would have left the room after that.
I'm just gonna quickly just unplug and refix my mic just because it's cut out a couple times now.
She would have left you
So
after
you're-
she said welcome back.
So you're not coming to my wedding?
Oh no, how unfortunate. The wedding that shackles you familially to the new king? Yeah. How old is she? What's her name? I don't know.
The herald.
Find out.
I don't know who your herald is here. It's hilarious because it's like who actually calls like new entrants.
We should name
people.
him. We should make him a thing.
Herald.
He
The
should have
herald.
artwork and everything. No, he
Yeah.
needs to have a whole sheet
Oh, what
Yeah.
was
with a
the name
name
of
and a
that?
photo.
Hugh. Hugh was the guy from the dungeon who we were like, that's our
The
guy.
night that I scared really bad,
I don't know if he even was a knight.
he was a guard. I
Yeah,
scared
he
you
was a
real
guard.
bad. He was terrified of me. I threatened to kill him.
Did you recruit
feel
him to be your
you.
herald now? To be Nicole?
No, I
To be
want to
all
roll
ones?
a random character.
I almost said Nicole wins. That's funny. That would have been. So. All right, let's do it. Random person. Do we want to roll randomly for gender? See if it's a man or woman? Doesn't have to be one or the other as a female. So
Okay.
Ysara
Sarah.
of somewhere in. Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Oh no. Not that one.
Yeah.
Now she's a Roman.
Yeah, you guys don't trust much of anyone. We'll just say Ysara
No.
is Summerland. That's
I
probably
was gonna
makes
say,
more-
if she's a Roman, we got beef right now.
Yeah.
We got beef with a lot of people right now.
We're
Oh.
trying to live.
Also, we did ask what's for dinner is fruit tarts roasted. Is it Coney or Connie? Connie, right? And then
Take a
imported
whole bunch.
or baked fruits. Look at that. A nice meal. Nice and tasty. But it's at that point that Ysara, let's just write it, says, entering, she says, entering Sir Gallant.
Did I make it out, or am I still there? Is it in the
I-
process of walking out, or did I make it out?
Yeah, give me an awareness roll. Could be funny if he just ends up meeting Lucius instead.
had this character sheet open the entire time. Hey, I
Neat.
rolled for nothing.
Coney is apparently a type of rabbit, or a rabbit.
Okay.
Oh, quick. Oh, come on. I wanted to be there for that.
The ass. Yeah. Say you went out.
I deserve this.
You exit by way of the. You exit to go see
into the
Doggett
kitchen.
and Igraine. Doggett and Idane would probably make more sense. I said Igraine, but Idane is what I meant. Out in the courtyard. So, as they enter, there's no one to see them present Lucius other than yourself. As you see a knight with silver armor, covered from head to toe in it, no helm removed, closed helm, something I'm trying to think who you've seen, if you've seen anyone with a closed helm. Such things are beyond Britain's capability at this point.
Didn't he have it last time we saw him?
Yeah, I don't remember if Lucius met him. Beside him are 2 teenage boys.
Lucius will stand up. Is the herald still here?
Yeah.
Herald, go grab Lady Beatrice, Sir Doggett, and Lady Idane so that they might receive their guests. And be quick about it.
Let's see. Prudent, deceitful, famously deceitful. I love that. Singing actually works quite well for someone that orates. But she's like, very well, and then she heads off. We will say that she's the herald is a bit cowardly, but has more in common with being upbeat like Olwen. Yeah,
makes sense.
Like I'm picturing a Leslie Knope. That's what I'm picturing here. I'm picturing, yeah, like a young Leslie Knope.
Leslie Knope.
Yeah,
young Leslie Knope. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Lucius stands up. Of course, this is post-prison arc Lucius, unshaven, long hair.
Yes. Awesome.
Potentially filthy. He hasn't had a bath, and he's wearing pants. So no toga.
Yeah. After Beatrice, literally right after you greet Doggett and Idane, you feel a presence behind you, and you hear Isara clear her voice. A traveling knight has presented themselves in your court, in the court of Olwen. I have been requested by Sir Lucius Julius Julianus to retrieve the 3 of you. One Sir Gallant.
Sure. Why not? I guess we're doing this. All right. And she'll walk in, I assume, with Idane and Doggett.
Very good. So you enter. You know who Sir Gallant is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Idane does. So I think Idane pulls you close and says, who is this? Idris. Are they in Sealy?
No. It's Padarn.
Oh, Padarn has been a guest here several times. Why is he presenting himself as Sir Gallant?
Because he serves a new master, and that means that his name changes with it. His master is the Lord of the Land. In Savage.
Maybe I did know that.
Those 2 boys are the Lord of the Land's children.
I see.
Hello, Padarn.
He says nothing. And I think Idane picks up on that and says, welcome to Lady Olwen's court, Sir Gallant. I presume you've come here for a reason beyond riding through? He raises a finger and points at Sir Doggett. I'm here for him.
Why?
He is a good teacher. I need to separate the boys. They'll learn nothing together.
I think Beatrice is stifling a laugh. She
You
knows
realize,
kids.
yeah, you realize
she-
too. They're in squire armor now. These are actual squires now, and they look like you're like, oh, I just saw them, but it's been 2 years since you last saw them in Camelot.
Well, Doggett, are you looking for a squire?
Why do I feel like I'm gonna regret this if I say yes?
They're fairy children, so
Because we have a bad history squiring prophesized children here. Lucius
you
is
don't get to
talking.
talk about that for a minute.
You're still mourning the Winter Prince, Gallant says.
You say still as if it's been longer than a few weeks.
No, it's just my awareness. I had forgotten. My condolences.
Thank you.
As a babe,
Doggett, I leave it. Sorry.
As a babe, he spent a winter in King Sauvage's home with his mother. With that, he continues. The boys are growing up quite fine, but together they will remember themselves as boys, not as knights that they need to become. I've petitioned their father, and their father has accepted, so long as it is a knight I trust. You, Sir Doggett, may perhaps be the only one I trust. Doggett's jokingly when he puts it that way, and then Idane elbows him in the side. Idane actually speaks up and says, my lord husband, or my husband, she'll say, my husband accepts. And Doggett's, wait, what? And Gallant says, I need to hear it from him. He looks to Idane and then looks to Beatrice and Lucius. And I think because he knows Beatrice and he's known her for a long time, she's an adopted auntie of his kids, right?
Oh.
He'll say, I would like to seek counsel before my decision with Beatrice. If you would have that, Padarn. And he stops and says, Sir Gallant. Gallant says, very well. Where should I wait? And
We
Idane
can
says,
step out.
yeah. Okay, yeah, if you volunteer that, Idane doesn't volunteer what she was going to do.
We can go in the courtyard and you all can chat here.
I imagine it's one of those awkward chat here as the two of you walk out.
And they all
It's sort of like
stare at each other.
there's like a guy in full armor. You can't see anything underneath. We've got Lucius here.
I'm
And
eating my
Idane.
dinner. I'm not
Yeah.
Just sitting and eating.
Yeah.
sitting and eating. Like I haven't had anything good to
Yeah.
eat in a while. I'm just, "Arr."
Just hairy,
Dang.
dirty with trousers.
With trousers, and there's no toga. Lucius has no toga on.
Not the toga.
I think Isara says, so do you eat in that? She says to him as we cut away from that scene real quick. And we see Beatrice and Doggett out in the courtyard.
What do you want me to say, Doggett?
I don't know a lot about fairy lore other than what I've managed to see from every one of you. If he is here as Sir Gallant, does that give him some sort of meaning?
He is currently the knight of the King of Savage.
So if I swear this oath, I'm swearing an oath to the king. And not just any king, but a fairy king.
To raise his son as a knight, yes. It's not an ever-binding treaty. It's raise him into a knight, and then it'll likely end. Bedard's being very serious about his job now. But I remember when he wasn't as serious, so I'm going to continue to call him that.
Is there a reason for that?
For him being called Gallant.
Yes.
I don't know the reason behind it. I know it changes him. A lot more is expected of him. Time passes differently for him now. I know he has plans for when he's released from the oath that he currently has. But
Padarn helped us many times over. And to be honest, I've missed teaching squires as of late, but I need you to tell me that I'm not making a complete and foolish mistake by doing this.
you can agree to squire him to age when he's knighted. And then we just try not to let him die.
I know it's been tough around here, and I liked Finn well enough. And Gwydion. And Ariel. And Grifflet.
We really do have bad luck, don't we? I wrote dying. This just keeps going. Oh god. We're so bad at this. Okay.
But a lot of the knights here have had very limited battle experience. I have fought in many of Uther's wars and returned. And these squires who turned knights and who died are amongst the majority, not amongst the few. Our job is to fight. And our goal is to be the victor. But when we are not, it is our duty, our station to die.
I think you'd be a good teacher, for what it's worth. New life out here wouldn't be bad. You can join the horde of other children that are running around here.
It's not always nice to have youthful eyes in a place like this. Very well, I think I'll say yes then.
Agree to squire him until he's of age to be knighted. I wouldn't agree to more. Unless you're getting more back.
Very good. And just because it's late and I don't want to keep y'all too much longer, we'll say we cut forward to Doggett. He'll say thank you to Beatrice, of course. And then we see them return from the courtyard. And Gallant has not moved from his spot. And Doggett says, I will accept to raise one of the boys from squire to knighthood. And that is all, Sir Gallant. If that is what you request, then I accept. because you're a friend, even if you act like a stranger now. It doesn't really seem to change Gallant's demeanor, though, underneath the armor. He says, very good. And as the boys are, they're both like fighting over a little basket of imported fruits. He grabs one of them almost at random and shoves him forward. And he says, good. And he looks to the two, who look very similar, like they are identical twins, but there's slight bits of difference in them. And he says, we'll depart for Great Bridge. I bid you adieu. And with that, he turns and the brothers look at each other and they're like, wait, what? And he says, Balin, come. And he's like, what about Balan? He says, Balan will stay and be trained by Sir Doggett. And on says, but father will, and then Gallant cuts him off and says, your father knows, and he has accepted. They look at each other, and these two kind of rascal kids, for the first time, a sadness in their eyes as these twins are being separated. And then they both man up, so to speak, and walk over to each other and do the hand clasp thing, partial hug. And then one of them slaps a fruit tart on the other one's face and runs off.
On Padarn's way, as he's exiting, Bob, I need help. I'm just tired and I can't remember her name. The woman that Padarn, to our
Vivian.
conclusion, loves. Vivian. Thank you. Padarn, if you go in search of Vivian, they won't be in Barrowcrest anymore. Any of them. Save yourself a trip.
He stops and he turns to you and says, Vivian is at the lake, awaiting her charge. I'll be joining.
Oh. Does
Once.
out of character charge as in her what she's going to be in charge of, or charge as in she's on trial? The first thing all of a sudden my brain was like, what did she do?
Right.
Sorry, go on.
He says, I will be joining her once Balin is knighted. Or he says of age, we'll probably say. It's possible he
Alright.
won't be knighted. Squire isn't a guarantee tonight yet, so.
I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Is it about the Winter Prince?
They've taken enough from me.
And your sister?
She's different. But I'm not particularly happy with her at the moment either.
What of Sir Elyon? Did they die?
I don't know. I don't know.
Pity.
We are devastated and we don't know even how much we lost.
He says in pity to the uncertainty, which leaves you questioning whether or not he's sad that you don't know. Sad that, yeah. Sad. Which way is he sad towards? What way is he pitying? Yeah. Because the last couple of exchanges those two have had have not been positive. Yeah. But that, he'll move to depart. He is a little more relaxed post. Make an intrigue roll.
Yeah. It's my favorite role.
And so can Lucius if you want.
Intrigue, where'd you go? One of my few famous things, too.
You're muted, by the
Thank
way.
you, Andrew.
I was just saying, why not?
Why not?
Yep. Both of you just observe he's a little more relaxed in speaking since the oath of business was finished. It's not like helmet's not off, none of that, but he's not playing the role as much. And you feel like maybe this is some kind of formal role that he's portraying. And with that, he will move to head off, and I think we can close her down at 10:40. So why don't we do some quick outros, and then we will find friends to raid. We'll start with you, Cyberbro.
All right. Hello. I have been Lucius Julius Julianus, but you may also know me as Dr. Quentin Quangle on other channels. That's the Cats Meow channel. We run tomorrow night, Vampire the Masquerade, Clan Tremere. A lot of crazy things going on there. But yeah, so I married a Saxon.
Awesome.
Not yet, apparently.
And Emily.
I'm Emily. I played Lady Beatrice. I am also in the game tomorrow night on the Cats Meow channel. Bob also runs some super awesome Pendragon games on Fridays, Sundays, and Tuesdays. If I missed any, please tell me. But check out all the games all the time. They are all fantastic. And Bob missed the Vampire the Masquerade last week. We were totally fine. We didn't do anything dysfunctional, I promise.
Sure. Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I play Sir Alien the Lost. I don't have any shoutouts. This is my one stream.
Understood. And I've been Bob. We play a lot of Pendragon, as mentioned here. Just one more time, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday nights, all in an interconnected world. Lots of references between them, but you can totally just pick one show and watch it through. Or join in when you can. Come say hi. We always like to see it. If you like what you saw here today, I'd encourage you to follow here. If you want to see some of the backlog and some of the stuff's going on, we've been playing on Sundays for 3 years, on Tuesdays for 2 years, and 1 year for Nintelliad's Legacy on Friday. There's lots of backlog to dig into, and if you don't want to, you can just pick a point and join in. And there's a big community on our Discord, or handy dandy Discord. You can check that out as well. And they would be more than happy to try to help you get appraised what's going on. There's also an Obsidian Portal wiki. I'm going to stop there with the Pendragon stuff. I think the only other thing I'm going to shout out is I wanted to shout out a GM roulette scenario that Cyberbro, myself, and the Cats Meow Show will be doing with Daggerheart. Oh, it's almost, there we go. Daggerheart. So we're going to be running a 3-episode of Daggerheart where each of us is a GM and the other 2 are players. And Cyberbros agreed to kick us off with that in August. Stay tuned for that. We're going to find the time, lock that in, and make that a thing in August. Also, one other shout out. I am very likely to be doing a mini series now that the Legend of the Five Rings is closed on Saturdays in H.P. Lovecraft's The Dreamlands. If you want to take a look at that, it'll be another mini series. I will not be doing another permanent ongoing long game. 3's enough. Thanks a lot for watching. Stick around. We're going to raid out to a friend, and I appreciate you being here. With Kimmer culture, Christian religion, Salisbury homeland, and a random family characteristic, you can choose different options for all these. There are 5 characteristics: size, dexterity, strength, constitution, and appeal. Size and con determine total hit points and unconscious value. Size and strength determine weapon and brawling damage. Dex keeps a character upright or horsed and is used for starting weapon skills and throwing. Con also affects healing rate. App covers starting social skills, attractiveness, distinctive traits, and seating at feast. Skills have base starting values, some determined by your characteristic scores. Most skills are straightforward, but here are a few unusual ones. Recognize is used for identifying people, folklore for general and mythical knowledge, battle for navigating battles successfully, and hunting for navigating Britain's dense forests. There are 13 paired traits, like chaste, lustful, or valorous, cowardly, where increasing one lowers the other. These define how a character naturally behaves. If a trait is 16 or higher, it's famous, meaning the character defaults to the behavior without rolling. Otherwise, in uncertain moments, a player can roll one trait of the pair. If it succeeds, that's the action taken. If it fails, the opposite trait is tested instead. Over time, traits can shift through gameplay. Passions show what your character cares about, like loyalty, lord, or love of family. They range from unsung 1 to 15, famous 16 to 19, and exalted 20 plus. You can invoke a passion for a bonus, but failure can cause melancholy, creating a -5 penalty, or, in the case of madness, takes you right out of play. Famous passions are riskier, but exalted ones mostly help. In Pendragon, you roll a d20 and want to roll under your tested trait, passion, characteristic, or skill, like Price is Right rules. For contested rolls, the higher success wins, while the lower success is called a partial success. Sometimes you need to roll over a target number for challenges, like breaking down a door. Yeah! Rolling exactly your tested value is a critical strike. Rolling over your tested number is a failure. Rolling a 20 on a failed roll is a fumble. Bad news. If your tested number is greater than 20, the extra value becomes a bonus to your roll. This removes failure and fumble risk while boosting your critical chance. Glory measures a knight's fame for their deeds, directly granting permanent increase to their character. To be a knight is to pursue more glory. The more glory, the more recognition, and the greater the benefits to your character. This concludes the basics for a player on how to play Pendragon. The GM can guide the rest. Check out my link